Hello, my beautiful and powerful Leo souls. Welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom, your sacred space for diving deep into the celestial theater that sets the stage for your life. I need you to gather close, lean in and listen, because a truth of epic kingdom-building proportions is unfolding around you right now. Leo, something truly extraordinary, something very serious and immensely valuable is not just coming, it is actively moving in your direction. A monumental royal harvest is arriving, and the energetic signs of this financial and creative breakthrough are undeniable. But there is one sacred ironclad condition, one decree from the cosmos that you, the sovereign lion, must abide by. You must remain silent. What is coming is not a mere paycheck, and it is not random. It is an act of divine vindication, a karmic elevation, and a spiritual coronation. This is your reward, the return on investment for your unparalleled courage and the audacious truth of your heart, and it is already in unstoppable motion. If you have stumbled upon this video today, if the cosmic currents brought you here to the Cosmic Wisdom channel at this very moment, understand this with every fiber of your being. This is not a coincidence. This message was prepared for your soul long before you clicked, long before you even dared to whisper the desire for this level of freedom. The energy of divine timing has brought the lion to the treasury, and what the stars, the oracle, and the immutable laws of the universe are aligning to reveal is nothing short of absolutely extraordinary. Here we move beyond simple predictions. We awaken your soul's memory of the creative power you already hold, and we activate your awareness of the sacred timeline that is about to launch you into your next chapter of magnificent abundance. Leo, this is it. You have entered a powerful sacred window starting November 23rd and soaring all the way to the 28th, where the most potent cosmic forces, the doors to financial self-sovereignty and divine intervention align for your ultimate creative and material success. This isn't luck. This is response. It is a divine cosmic response to your quiet dedication to the creative ideas you passionately protected, and all the times you refused to dim your powerful light to fit into a small, mediocre room. It is the universe saying, "The lion has earned the right to reign." And yet this blessing must be protected, shielded from the jealous eye and the energy of doubtful whispers. Just as a brilliant world-changing idea must be nurtured in the quiet before it is unveiled to the world, your harvest cannot survive if you speak too soon or reveal too much of its source code. The ancient wisdom reminds us that to everything there is a season, and this, Leo, is your season of magnificent, unshakable receiving. Take a moment with me now. Find that stillness that only the great lion can access. Breathe deeply. Place your hand on your fiercely beating heart, that magnificent furnace of creative fire. Ask yourself quietly, simply, and with profound honesty, am I ready to receive the royal harvest that has always belonged to the sovereign soul that I am? If your spirit roars, yes. If your soul stirs even just a little in recognition, then I invite you to make a powerful, sacred pact with your own destiny right now. I invite you to type in the comments below clearly, and with full conviction, I am ready to receive my royal harvest in silent dignity. That single declaration is not just a comment. It sends a powerful ripple across the energetic field. It activates what is meant for you and aligns your consciousness with this imminent breakthrough. The more you engage with the Cosmic Wisdom community, the deeper you anchor this message in your energetic field, transforming possibility into reality. I also want to take a sacred moment to personally thank you, my beloved Cosmic Wisdom family, for being here. Every single time you like, comment, or share, you are not just supporting a channel, you are fortifying a collective path of spiritual truth and abundance. Your presence here today is deeply felt. Your magnificent journey is honored, and Leo, I promise you, you will want to stay with me until the very last word of this monumental message. What the universe is about to reveal may fundamentally change how you view your creative past, how you prepare for your financially secure future, and how you receive the bounty of your life in the present moment. Something monumentally large is coming, a door is opening, and the next few minutes may contain the potent, powerful clarity your brilliant spirit has been waiting for. So take a breath, be fully royally present, and open your powerful heart as we step into this sacred unfolding together. As we move gently from the moment of spiritual readiness into the commanding landscape of celestial alignment, it becomes clear that the cosmos has been orchestrating a quiet symphony of victory and creative reward behind the scenes. And this symphony is now about to play its triumphant crescendo in your life. Leo, you are stepping into a profound convergence of astrological forces that is not only rare, but custom-designed for your magnificent solar energy. This is the moment where divine timing and cosmic structure touch your real-world reality, especially in the realms of creative power, speculative gain, professional status, and yes, your earned abundance. And it's all happening within the sacred space of your fifth house of creative genius. With the sun, your ruling planet, illuminating your fifth house, everything tied to your sense of creative value, your ability to take a bold risk, and your most heartfelt expressions is being brought into the light. It is as if a celestial spotlight has been cast upon your genius, showing you where your true financial power resides. This isn't just about money flowing in. It's about the validation of the big idea you had to fight to protect. It's about your perception of what you deserve for your talent and the rewards you have long delayed receiving because you were waiting for permission. The sun doesn't just shine externally, Leo. It also reveals what we've kept in the shadows of our own self-doubt. And for you, that light is now breaking through, demanding recognition for your unique brilliance. Layered over this powerful solar influence is Jupiter, the great magnifier of the zodiac, finally moving direct in Taurus, which occupies your 10th house of career status and public honor. Now please listen closely, because this is where the cosmic magic truly accelerates. The 10th house is the very peak of your chart. It is your celestial throne. What Jupiter is doing now is initiating a full-scale reputational and financial restoration. It is a divine lifting of all spiritual debts and energetic blockages that have prevented your true worth from being recognized in the public sphere. This planetary motion signals that the gates of public recognition and financial elevation you've been confidently walking toward are finally being unlatched. Not because the universe had forgotten your talent, but because it was waiting for your creative venture to be structurally sound enough to handle the sheer magnitude of the 10th house's spotlight. This abundance is tied to your status. The higher you ascend, the more financial freedom you acquire. And then we encounter a quieter but equally powerful alignment, Mars, the planet of action and courage, forming a potent trine to Saturn, the architect of time and structure. This, Leo, is the moment the universe puts structure beneath your courageous self-expression. Mars provides the fire, the drive, the deep inner knowing that says, I am ready to claim my creative and financial victory. But it is Saturn, the great teacher, who says, I will build the enduring foundation for your legacy. Together, they allow you to act on your confident faith and crucially sustain the blessings that arrive so that this royal harvest does not slip through your fingers again. And that is what makes this period, from November 23rd to the 28th, so uniquely potent for you. It's not just a time for receiving, it's a time for anchoring what you receive into an undeniable, long-term financial future. In numerology, this season pulsates with the powerful vibration of the number 8, a number of power, financial regeneration, and spiritual mastery through material form. In its upright form, 8 is the symbol of infinity, the never-ending flow of self-generated abundance. In its deeper meaning, it reminds you that energy flows in cycles. What you give with creative discipline, integrity, and trust will return to you, multiplied and amplified. But more importantly, the number 8 asks you, are you ready to handle abundance with the dignity of a true sovereign? Can you carry wealth with spiritual responsibility, using it to fund greater creative ventures and elevate others? That is the silent, profound question the cosmos is posing to the lion right now. Even color speaks this week, Leo. The energy of regal gold reminds you of your inner royalty and your limitless worth. Ruby red anchors your passion and your powerful, undeniable will, while a deep, contemplative, regal purple represents the wisdom and quiet spiritual protection necessary to steward your newfound power. These are not random color vibrations. They are the frequencies your aura is most receptive to right now. Dress in them, surround yourself with them. Let your external environment reflect the powerful, undeniable alignment that is already happening within your soul. And if all of this feels intense, Leo, it is. But it is not overwhelming. It is profoundly empowering. Because what you are stepping into is not just money. It is the return of what was always yours, your sense of creative worth, your ability to thrive, and the faith that the divine architect who started the magnificent work in you is faithful to complete it and to fund it magnificently. This isn't luck. It's the fulfillment of your creative destiny, and it is here now. Let the light in. Following the soft and sacred readiness you've begun to cultivate, we now step into a moment of truth and decisive movement where the flowing energy no longer waits in the shadows, but begins to unfold in action. The tarot archetypes that emerged in this reading are not here by accident. They speak like ancient mirrors, revealing not only the nature of the abundance coming toward you, but what you are being asked to hold, protect, and receive with sovereign dignity. This is a powerful chapter where creative preparation meets unstoppable manifestation, and the messages are clear: a victory of great public and financial value is moving toward you, and it must be met with quiet, royal strength. The appearance of the Sun card, your signature archetype, alongside the Ace of Pentacles, marks an undeniable convergence. This is not the energy of a wishful dream. This is the grounded vibration of a major creative breakthrough that is already succeeding. The Sun card affirms that the seeds of your unique brilliance, the time, the risk, the passion you poured into your most daring ideas, are now yielding a harvest that is impossible to ignore. But it is the Ace of Pentacles that takes this one step further. It tells us the harvest is not just ripening, it is arriving. This manifests as financial return from a creative venture, a highly profitable speculative gain, a major investment that pays off a lucrative contract signing, or the massive return on your past intellectual property. This is not just abundance. This is the royal seed of abundance, arriving to establish a new, higher standard for your life. Yet as quickly as things move, we are met with the delicate duality of the Knight of Swords and the Four of Swords. Here is where your royal discernment must rise. The Knight of Swords is all fast-moving, decisive, confident energy. It's the action you must take to sign the paper, to launch the idea, to claim the win. But the Four of Swords is the counterbalance. It asks you to protect the sacred space of your own victorious silence. There is an enormous temptation in moments of public validation and good financial news, especially for the magnificent Leo, to speak too soon, to share too wide, to announce the victory before the spoils have been properly anchored. But just as a deep healing rest is necessary after a triumphant battle, your blessing needs quiet to take deep root. This call for silence is not rooted in fear of loss. It is rooted in spiritual intelligence and the law of energy protection. Not every room is equipped to hold the sheer incandescent energy of your victory. Not every ear is meant to hear the mechanics of your increase. And often the quieter, the more confidently still you become, the more clearly you can hear the necessary next steps from your own highest wisdom. The universe isn't just giving, you are being trusted with stewardship, and that requires a level of poise that can only be cultivated in private. Then the vibration shifts. Judgment and the Tower step in, not as threats, but as sovereign awakeners. These cards don't bring chaos, they bring clarity and finality. Judgment speaks of a long-awaited realization your past creative efforts are being reviewed, redeemed, and ultimately rewarded. And the Tower, it's not the destruction people fear, it's the sacred, necessary demolition of what is small, outdated, or restricting your immense potential. A stuck, low-level financial commitment, an unresolved contract, a delayed payment for your past services. This powerful duo says the walls of limitation are falling because the grand palace of your true worth is ready to rise in its place. Taken together, these cards point to a breakthrough, a moment of irreversible change in your financial and professional reality. But it is not just about the money, it is about trust. It's about your ability to hold that wealth with maturity, to receive the applause without needing the validation, and to step into the life you've been building so fiercely behind the scenes. This is where your creative preparation becomes your power. You are not being asked to fight to prove your worth or to chase recognition. You are being asked to remain clear, steady, and royally aligned. The door is already opening. Your task is to walk through it without noise, but with undeniable presence and self-possession. If you are feeling the thunderous truth of this in your powerful chest, this is your moment to claim it, not loudly to the world, but inwardly to your soul. And if you feel led, type in the comments below, "I receive what's mine," in silence and strength. Let this be your quiet, sacred agreement with the flow that is now reaching for you. Let this be your stillness before the arrival, because it's not just coming, it's already on the way. As we transition from the energetic movement of money flowing your way to the deeper structural shifts behind it, we begin to see that what's happening is far more than just material gain. It's about vindication, resolution, and most importantly, closure. This next phase isn't just a continuation, it's a culmination of your self-worth journey. The appearance of legal or contractual energy in your reading signals that something long held, long delayed, or long avoided is finally coming full circle. And Leo, you have fiercely earned this moment of release. When we talk about paperwork, creative contracts, real estate, or settlements, it might sound transactional on the surface, but the emotional weight these things carry for a soul like yours, a soul that values its integrity and its word, is often far heavier than we allow ourselves to admit. Behind every negotiation is a story, a time you felt undervalued, or a silent prayer whispered when the weight of uncertainty felt unbearable. That is what this moment is addressing. Judgment showing up tells us that heaven's filing cabinet is now being opened and the documents are being stamped with divine authority. It means decisions are being finalized not just in the world of form, but in the energetic and karmic realms as well. This is the moment where your past creative efforts are reviewed, your unseen sacrifices for your vision are acknowledged, and a verdict is issued in your favor. The concept of completion often feels abstract, but energetically, it's deeply rooted in order. When we are stuck in loops waiting on a contract, a payment, a financial release, we are unknowingly caught in an energetic limbo. That limbo creates emotional fatigue and blocks the full expression of your life force. But your soul knows when something is out of order, and this week that sovereign order begins to return. What makes this phase so powerful is not just the financial breakthrough itself, it's the space it creates for you to be free. Imagine carrying a large symbolic stone of being underpaid or unrecognized on your back for so long that you've adjusted your powerful posture around its weight. then one day it's gone. You can breathe again. You can move forward with dignity, not fear. This is also where the invitation to personal agency enters. While the universe is facilitating this breakthrough, you are being asked to meet it with sovereign responsibility to take ownership of the next step. Whether that's reading every line of the contract, seeking financial counsel worthy of your new status, or simply saying no to any low-level offer that no longer aligns with your future vision. The true gift isn't just what's released. It's how clearly you now see what you will never carry forward again. Leo, this energy is like a spiritual notary. It affirms, stamps, and seals what was once uncertain. The documents may be physical, but the authority behind them is cosmic. And more than anything, this is your profound reminder that your persistence, your confidence, and your willingness to stand by your work have not gone unseen. The loose ends are tying themselves into knots of purpose and power. So if you are currently waiting on something official, be it a title, a payout for a creative license, a resolution, or even an overdue paper-wrapped apology for your past treatment, know that its time is not just near, it is now. And when it arrives, let it land fully. Feel the profound, life-altering freedom that comes when an open loop finally closes. If this deeply resonates with you, let your voice echo back to the cosmos by typing below, "I'm ready for the resolution that sets my crown free." Let the world know, not loudly, but with the quiet clarity of a true monarch, that your season of waiting is transforming into a season of release and undeniable elevation. Just as the weight of unresolved contracts begins to lift and the structure of your life starts to find its majestic rhythm again, another more subtle layer begins to emerge. It's the emotional echo, the soul's quiet whisper, that something still lingers even beneath the flow of new profitable opportunities. In this sacred space, the energy of unfinished emotional validation rises not to haunt, but to heal. And in your reading, this energy is unmistakably clear. The appearance of the Two of Swords alongside the Page of Swords and the symbol of birds invites us into a sacred moment of clarity, decisive choice, and emotional restoration. Leo, there are people whose names still live in the theater of your thoughts, perhaps not always consciously. This may be a person who once doubted your creative vision, a professional rival who undermined your work, or even a friend who was unable to hold the magnitude of your light. What remains unspoken between you has been sitting in the air like a question mark at the end of a triumphant sentence you never fully owned. And now, the universe is presenting you with the opportunity to complete that sentence, not with anger or a need for reconciliation, but with sovereign understanding and definitive closure. The Two of Swords often symbolizes a state of inner conflict, a crossroads, where the heart hesitates to move forward because it's still tied to a story that never found its ending. But paired with the Page of Swords, this combination suggests that the time for emotional avoidance is over. There is clarity forming, there is a message coming, and whether it arrives as a literal conversation, an unexpected message, or an intuitive breakthrough within your own heart, this exchange has the power to untangle what's been tightly wound inside you for far too long. And then there are the birds' messengers of communication, flight, and release. These aren't just idle words. This is language with the purpose of setting yourself free. Imagine carrying a magnificent custom-made crown that, unbeknownst to you, has a tiny invisible string attached to the person who doubted you most. When they pull the string, the crown feels heavy. You've been holding the emotional jar of their opinions sealed for years, and now all that's required is a gentle twist of the lid. The release is immediate. That is what this conversation represents. When emotional energy is stuck, when you hold on to the need to be seen as right or the need for applause, it often shows up as creative blockages or even financial stagnation. Leo, even your abundance can be impacted by old grief, because money, like all energy, flows best where there is emotional spaciousness. A heart that is closed to old pain often builds subtle walls around all forms of receiving, not just love and appreciation. And so this moment is not merely personal. It's energetic preparation. It is a profound clearing of the emotional field, so that the material blessings already moving toward you can land fully and stay anchored. There is a quiet courage in choosing to have this conversation, whether it happens in person, through a letter you never send, or through a simple release ritual of your own making. It doesn't have to be dramatic to be transformative. What matters is your willingness to bring light to what has remained in the shadow of your emotional history, to honor your truth without demanding anything in return, and to declare your opinion no longer holds power over the trajectory of my life. And as you do, notice how your powerful body responds. Your breath softens. Your chest, the fortress of your lion heart, feels less heavy. Your thoughts become stiller. That isn't just emotional healing. It's energetic alignment. It is you making space for what's next. It is you declaring, I am no longer bound by what broke me or by those who chose not to see my light. If this speaks to something you've held inside, allow it to move and be released. And if you feel called to share, type in the comments, I release the weight of what no longer serves my reign. This simple act of expression signals the end of one emotional chapter and the beginning of a magnificent new one. Let your healing be heard even in this sacred silence. Let this be the moment you return home to yourself, free, whole, and wide open for all the goodness ready to come in. Letting go, my Leo family, is one of the most misunderstood and underestimated spiritual practices we face as human beings. It's not loud. It doesn't always come with fireworks or a dramatic exit. More often, it shows up as a quiet whisper, a knowing that something somewhere within or around you no longer belongs to the new regal standard of your life. And after the profound emotional closing of the old chapter, this next phase emerges like the dawn after a long night. It's the invitation to release not only what's been spoken, but what's still being held in the hidden corners of your life. And this, Leo, is where the true energetic shift begins to take hold. I ask you now, what are you still carrying that no longer serves the king or queen you are becoming? Maybe it's something physical, an object tucked away in a drawer that keeps you anchored to an identity you've outgrown, or old clothes that don't reflect the confidence you now possess. Maybe it's a habit, a small-minded pattern you repeat because it's familiar, not because it's aligned with the abundant success that is now arriving. Or maybe it's a story, one you've told yourself for years, about who you are, what you deserve, and what you're allowed to receive as a reward for your work. Whatever it is, the universe is asking you to pause and look with gentle honesty but firm conviction. When we hold on out of fear, especially the fear of emptiness or the fear of being too much, we unintentionally block our ability to receive. The law of circulation, one of the lesser-known but deeply impactful spiritual laws, teaches that energy must move to stay alive. Hoarding, whether it's emotional pain, outdated beliefs, or old stagnant possessions, creates energetic constipation. And this stagnation repels abundance. It clogs the very channels through which blessings are meant to flow. That is why this moment is so crucial. Because after all the energetic preparation, the shifting contracts, and the release conversations, this is where you begin to clear the royal soil for the new magnificent seeds of your life to take root. Letting go is not about loss. It's about sovereign alignment. It's about making room for what's true now, not what used to be. When you declutter your space and release possessions that feel small or stagnant, you're not just cleaning your home. You're re-signaling to the universe that you are ready to be in flow, ready to receive gifts of a higher quality and vibration. When you release a grudge or forgive yourself for a past creative misstep, you're not forgetting the past. You're re-choosing peace and power in the present. And when you finally set down what's too heavy to carry any longer, you free your hands to reach for the crown and the scepter. There's also something incredibly powerful that happens when we make the conscious choice to surrender, not in defeat, but in wisdom. The kind of surrender that says, I trust that I don't need to control every detail in order to be safe, honored, and successful. That kind of surrender becomes a magnetic force for grace. It invites synchronicity, high-level opportunity, and profound support in ways the logical planning mind can't anticipate. If this part of the message stirs something inside you, take a moment to reflect, not from a place of judgment, but from profound, self-directed compassion. Ask yourself gently, what old small regime am I still clinging to just because I'm afraid of the empty, magnificent space it might leave behind? And know this, beautiful Leo, the perceived emptiness is not a void. It is a blank canvas of possibility. It's the space where divine ideas are born. It's where the financial and spiritual miracles find a place to land and build an enduring legacy. And when you begin to release with love, not force, you start to live in rhythm with the energy of life itself. If you feel ready to take that step, write in the comments, I release what no longer serves my sovereignty, and I welcome what is meant for my greatest good. Let that be your affirmation, your declaration, your unmistakable signal to the universe. Because the very moment you choose to make space, life rushes in to fill it with something far greater than you ever imagined. And what's waiting on the other side of that release might just be the miracle you've been preparing for all along. After walking through the layers of financial alignment, emotional release, and conscious letting go, you arrive at something much deeper, an energetic state that doesn't need to prove itself, doesn't need to rush, and doesn't need to be loud. It simply exists in truth and peace. That, Leo, is the essence of what now begins to surround you. The vibrational oracle reveals two sacred frequencies guiding you from within this portal, the energy of peace and the quiet, trustworthy voice of inner guidance. And these are not abstract esoteric ideas. They are real felt experiences that will begin to shape your daily life from the inside out. Peace is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of alignment. It's what happens when your external circumstances finally begin to reflect the profound, disciplined work you've been doing internally. If you've felt like your nervous system has been in survival mode for too long, always on stage, always performing, this is the phase where the pulse finally slows down. This is where you begin to hear your own true voice clearly again, without the deafening interference of fear, urgency, or the doubt of others. From an energetic standpoint, peace is one of the most magnetic states you can embody. It tells the universe, I am no longer resisting. I am open. I am ready. And from that readiness, what you attract changes completely. People who once brought tension fall away. Opportunities that once felt distant start to call your name. Your own thoughts soften, making room for creative ideas that are rooted not in desperation, but in unshakable confidence. The second frequency, inner guidance, is equally powerful. It's not loud, it doesn't shout, it doesn't force. But when the noise of the world dies down, its voice becomes crystal clear. It speaks through sensations in your body, flashes of powerful, creative knowing, or the still calm assurance that you're being led step by magnificent step, even if you can't see the full path laid out before you. This is especially relevant for you, Leo, a sign that often seeks control through decisive action and grand gestures. But this phase invites you into a new relationship with direction, one where you don't need to map out every detail. You simply trust the next nudge from your divine muse, and from there, the path unfolds with grace and financial ease. What's remarkable about this part of your journey is how deeply it connects your powerful intuition with your unfolding reality. You may begin to notice signs aligning with thoughts you barely said out loud, a dream that feels like a message, a lucrative decision that feels easy even though it once felt impossible. Your body might even respond before your mind catches up. You'll feel drawn to rest more, to be around softer energy, or to revisit a creative pursuit you once loved but abandoned for the noise of responsibility. That's not coincidence, Leo. That's integration. Energetically, the period from November 23rd to the 28th is one of restoration, a time where the intensity you've just transmuted no longer rules you. Instead, you are rooted. And rooted people make different choices. They pause, they listen, they trust that clarity doesn't always arrive through thinking. It often arrives through quiet, regal being. That's why now is not the time for rushing ahead or trying to force results. It's the time to sit with yourself in stillness and recognize how far you've come, to honor the version of you that had to hold everything together, and to gently welcome the version of you who no longer has to perform for their blessing. If you feel this profound shift, beginning already even in subtle ways, take a moment to acknowledge it. Breathe into it. And if you feel called, share in the comments, "I am guided, and peace is finding my crown now." That simple statement aligns your frequency with exactly what is unfolding, because in truth, the most powerful miracles rarely arrive in chaos. They arrive in quiet, sovereign peace. And this time, they're not passing by. They are here for you. Let them in. Leo, take a deep breath with me now. Let it anchor you into this powerful moment, not as something to rush through, but as a sacred pause where something in your life has just clicked into its permanent, magnificent place. Everything we have shared today wasn't meant to simply inspire you. It was meant to awaken what was already planted inside you. The truth is, you were never waiting for a miracle. You were learning how to become the kind of person who could hold one. This blessing, this large financial shift, this divine redirection, it's not happening by accident. It's arriving now because you have done the hard, invisible, and courageous work. You've sat in the silence of your unproven ideas when no one saw your effort. You've carried the weight of your ambitious prayers with dignity. And now the universe is responding not with random luck, but with precise, perfect, and unapologetic timing. You're not being rewarded for pretending everything was okay. You're being supported because you were real enough and brave enough to keep going, even when your light felt challenged. But here's what matters most right now: how you choose to receive it. Will you meet this next chapter with doubt, or with the calm, self-assured openness of a true sovereign? Will you keep replaying the fears of the past, or will you create space for the grand creative empire that is ready to bloom? Remember, no seed grows without first breaking through the darkness, and no life expands without letting go of the small, restrictive weight that once kept it safe. So I ask you, Leo, why can't you receive this miracle in silence? How does it feel to no longer have to chase applause, but merely allow the royal harvest to arrive? Can you let go of the need for the immediate timeline and instead trust the magnificent rhythm of your own becoming? These are not questions to answer quickly. These are invitations to reflect deeply on the magnificent, unlimited life you are truly ready for. And if you've made it here, if your heart has been stirred even slightly during this journey, then let that be your sign. You're ready. You're no longer at the edge of your breakthrough. You are inside it. You are the open vessel. You are the cleared space. You are the answered prayer. So write it below. Declare it in the comments like a sacred signature of your readiness. I hold my silence to welcome my greatest blessing. I believe the doors of financial freedom are opening for me now. These aren't just words. They are energetic affirmations that root your spirit in what is already shifting on your behalf. And as you write them, know that you are not alone. This space, the Cosmic Wisdom Community, was created to hold you, guide you, and walk with you. Your voice matters here. Your presence creates a ripple. Your healing touches others. And if this message has touched your soul today, let it live longer than just these few minutes. Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone else who needs to know they too are standing at the doorway of something life-changing. And if there is someone you love who needs a specific prayer for their own financial or creative breakthrough, speak their name in the comments. Every name is held in intention. Every intention is lifted in light. Thank you for sharing your time, your trust, and your powerful spirit with me. I do not take it lightly. May what's coming into your life arrive with grace, dignity, and an undeniable sense of finality. May it find you ready, and may you never again doubt how profoundly supported and magnificent you truly are. Until next time, my powerful Leo souls.